Hey, so I thought I'd share a story with you today regarding around the power of using our mind, how to use our mind to heal our body, mind-body medicine, essentially, and how we can, with the right focus and the right attention and consistency, we can essentially heal some of the most challenging things. And I wanted to share with you my own story about when I was very sick many years ago with Lyme disease, autoimmune disorder, heart disease, seizures, you name it. It was this cluster of different conditions that all kind of came together at one time in my life. And on top of that, just incredible depression, anxiety. You could only just kind of get a window of how bad it really was for me and how scary it was. And during that time, I came across a book called Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Now, if you're not familiar with this author, he was a mystic back in turn of the last century, around 1920s, and he had some profound experiences. So much that it really shaped the way he looked and lived his life in the world. And basically, from his work, he showed that the power of our heart, our subconscious mind, and how really, if we can get in tune with that and release the tendencies, the thoughts, the memories of our conscious mind, we can have a direct impact not only on our body but in our life. And so for me, when I read this, I started immediately starting to apply it in little ways. But what happened was it made me see actually how much the sickness I had been carrying had really changed the way I was thinking and feeling about myself and my world. I started to feel just so depressed around, like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna die. I'm just not gonna live a good, healthy life that I wanted to, and came to some really like acceptance of that. But in truth, it was because the other part of my mind, my imagination, my dream mind, right, about what I really longed for was just so deficient. It was like, a muscle that hadn't been used in a very long time. And a lot of us that are sick, chronically sick, this is often the case, right? We feel just so trapped or held hostage in a way that our lives are no longer ours anymore. It's like the disease has taken over, and now we are just kind of living our lives hoping to survive through it. Anyway, that's exactly where I was. But I started to notice that as I spent time with really wondering what it is that I really wanted and getting really clear, I started to notice that I wanted to be able to play with my son. My son was very young. He was 2 or 3. And it really hurt my heart that I couldn't wrestle with him. I couldn't, just play around with him. I'd get so exhausted. I'd get tired. My heart would pound through my chest. So one of the things I would visualize every morning and every night was just being able to play with him. Being able to be that dad that I just aspired to be, that I really longed to be. And so I would literally imagine that. I would imagine playing with his trains, or imagine wrestling with him, and the feeling of it, how much excitement and joy and laughter it would bring him and me. And then that little bit started to help my mind start to change enough to be like, well, what else do I really want? Like, what else do I? And then it was like, oh, I'd like to be able to go out to eat with my wife and my family, because at that time I couldn't. Every food seemed to cause so many symptoms for me that I was really restricted what I could eat. So I started to like remember, like, you know, when my wife and I, we went on our honeymoon, we were in Italy, and just tasting the different flavors and foods and how enjoyable that sensation was. And I had forgotten that. I literally could not remember that. Of course, I could remember the memory of it, but to feel it inside me, so that became part of it. And then it was like other things, you know, like just being able to celebrate life, you know, the joy of just feeling alive. Like, I started to practice that. And as Neville talks about in his book, it's really important to practice that early in the morning when you wake up, and in the evenings before you go to bed, because that is time when we're starting to relax. Now, if you're somebody that has a really hard time relaxing, that's kind of the first step. You have to be willing or be able to find a space, find a time when you can just really let go, relax, you know, take some gentle breaths like I'm out here in nature. It can be very relaxing. And I know it can be hard when you're in pain, when you have a lot of symptoms. But you can still do it, because if I could do it, you could do it. So find that space where you can relax, and then just start playing. Playful, like a child, right? Remembering to imagine what it would feel like, what it would be like to experience whatever your heart really wants. Maybe you've been wanting to travel a little bit more, and you can get the felt sense feeling of you know, being in an exotic place where maybe you like to go to the beach, maybe you like to go to the Bahamas, and you feel the warm sand on your feet, or you hear the waves just crashing, you know, or maybe the smell of the salt water, or the sun tan or sunblock lotion smell. Whatever it is, get into it fully. The more we can fully embrace that feeling, as Neville talks about, we are already pre-programming not just our mind, our body, but our whole energetic system to be more in resonance with that. So then those things start to come, they start to attract. You start to notice those things pop up. And what was wonderful for me was I can remember very distinctly the first time that came into my life, that feeling. And I remember I had attracted this practitioner into my life that helped me be able to eat food again, enjoy food again. And then once that started happening, then it was like a snowball effect. I just started to play with it more and more. And then other people showed up in my life with different medicines or different perspectives, or allowed me to expand my mind in a way that allowed me to feel more, to connect more with those feelings. And sure enough, I got healthier. I got so much healthier that I just started to really love this work. And I really attribute this book, Feeling is a Secret, as a big part of that. So if you are on the healing journey, I highly recommend checking it out. I highly recommend staying in tune with this channel, subscribing to this channel, liking this video, because I'll be sharing a lot more about not just teachings of Neville, but also a lot more about mind-body medicine and energy from the heart. That's what I call it. I know Neville had a different term for it, but for me, it really feels like it's the heart center that opens up when we do this, and we play and we imagine and we start to co-create our own reality. Even when we're very sick, we can do that. So I hope that helps you all out today. I wish you all many blessings on your healing, and practice this. Keep doing it. Understand this. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments how it lands for you. Till then, peace, love, lots of healing to you all. And I'll see you in the next video.